the introduction I wrote for her. Fran, Chuck, welcome this evening. I want to first thank Bonnie and Trinity for putting this together. It's a very nice affair. I'd like to welcome Fran's mom and her family as well. Let me explain something to you as I compete with the rock and roll.
Can we turn it down? Oh, can you ask her? Can you turn that music down?
Yes. Oh, great. Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about what I try to do with each staff member. And by the way, I have a seating chart. If anybody is talking when I'm talking, what I try to do with each staff member who, that's good, hands on the table. I try to sit down with a staff member who is retiring. First they think they're in trouble when I invite them into my office. Fran thought that at first, and I had to assure Fran I just wanted to learn a little bit more about her so I could share some things here this evening with everybody in attendance. We're looking at a veteran teacher of 37 years. We're looking at a veteran teacher who has taught multiple grades, 1 through 8. And I asked Fran some telling questions. Don't worry, Chuck, it wasn't that telling.
Thank God.
And it's always kind of interesting when I do speak to teachers who are retiring and I ask them just some general questions. We get downright honest about things. And you really get a better understanding, and I have some people I've spoken about sitting in this room this evening, and you get a better feel. You thought you knew someone, and you really didn't, and you find out even more about them. In just the brief time we spend together in my office. First, we're talking about someone who has a tremendous desire to work with young people. I asked her, I said, what are some of your fond memories, your favorite experiences that you've had in 37 years? And without hesitation, she says, teaching kids how to read. Teaching kids to be successful. Fran always had a spot in her heart for the underdog. She talked about her early years where she worked at the Miami Children's Home. And there are a few of us sitting here. You young people don't know anything about the Miami Children's Home. But, and everybody who just agreed with me, you just admitted you were older. But the Miami Children's Home, we had some very needy students. And I can recall when I taught at the high school, it was really tough on these kids around the holidays. And so for someone to have empathy for these kids and to work with these kids speaks volumes. And Fran talked about that. She remembered her early years in working with these kids and enjoying it. In addition to that, one of the things that Fran mentioned to me as one of her fond experiences is doing inclusion work. Now, for those of you who don't know what inclusion work is, it's where a special needs teacher is in a regular classroom. And I looked at Fran when she said this, I said, Fran, inclusion work? And she said, quite sincerely, she enjoyed watching other teachers work their magic in the classroom and she watching them teach, learning from them. All right, so we're getting down into the nitty-gritty here, I guess. Someone who really enjoyed teaching and working with kids. Friendships, Fran went on and on. She spoke about all the people who were supporting her a few years back when her father passed away. She remembers them fondly. And of course, you know, a special part in her heart is for the members of the special ed department, who of course are around us this evening. And then of course, then we talked about vices. All right? I always try to get a little inside dirt on everybody else. And Fran admitted to the fact that she's a night owl. She loves to stay out late. She also likes to spend a lot of time on the computer, and she says for some reason, teaching schedule never. And as some of us will also attest to, and Chuck, please no profile shots. Fran says that one of her vices is that she likes to bake. And of course, one of the things that Fran is well known for are her cookies. I asked Fran, I said, what are some of your fondest memories? Fran talked about her college years when special education was in its infant stages, and how she was attracted to this because she liked to work with, do intense work with small numbers of students. She also enjoyed working with their families as well. She said this really appealed to her. But again, she liked the idea of variety in her teaching schedule. She loved inclusion work. She said that, I know, pick it up because the food's coming. She said that she enjoyed her inclusion work because it offered her on a daily basis a variety of experiences. She didn't like the idea of being in one class for too long. She liked being able to move around. I asked Fran, I said, what are your immediate plans? And Fran said that hopefully she will not bake too many cookies or eat too many cookies. Fran, of course, spoke fondly about lunches with colleagues. She talked about visiting her children in Florida and in Minneapolis, and also planning an upcoming wedding. Speaking for everyone here this evening, Fran, I want to wish you and Chuck the best of luck in your retirement. We hope there are a lot of different adventures out there. And the staff has a little something that they wanted me to present to you this evening. And let's hear from Fran Weinblatt. Fran Weinblatt, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. I have a few words too. See if I can read them without my glasses.
Can you do your camera real quick?
Yeah, Chuck does it.
Chuck, do you have your other camera?
You know what?
First of all, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate everybody coming. And thank you, Bonnie and Trinity, for organizing and everything that you've done. It's wonderful. Very, very nice party. As I consider my retirement, I've been thinking about how my life will change, and I put together a few ideas. Sorry, Mike. Instead of writing IEPs and MFEs, I'll be writing email to my friends. Instead of reading children's novels and writing comprehension questions, I might actually find the time to read some adult novels.
Nice.
Instead of eating breakfast every day in the car, I will eat breakfast in my robe while reading the newspaper. Instead of worrying about what to wear the next day, and if it is clean, or ironed, or if it currently fits, I'll wear whatever's comfortable. Instead of doing lesson plans and grading papers at night, I will learn to watch TV. Then I will have to come back for lunch, as I might finally be up on the current series. I can never talk about that stuff at lunch. Instead of eating lunch in 25 minutes in the lounge or in my classroom, I will be eating leisurely lunches at home or in restaurants. It might even be something more interesting than a turkey sandwich. Which I eat every
One
day.
piece of bread.
Instead of going to bed as early as midnight, I will go to bed at 2 a.m.
Thanks.
Instead of waking up to 3 different alarms between 6:15 and 6:30 a.m., all of which have snoozes, I will be sleeping until I wake up. I can't wait for that. Instead of having every clock in the house set in advance at different times, they will all have the correct time. One of the car is the right time, so at least I know what time it is then. It's always Instead of getting my exercise by walking to Mike's room, I will get some real exercise in the gym or in my neighborhood. Instead of hearing Mike say,
This is good.
She apologized first.
I say so much.
I realized I worked with you longer than any of the other people on the team, and I could not get at them as well as I could get at you.
Are you feeling targeted?
Instead of hearing Mike say, "We will pick it up," each day when we collect papers, that's exactly how he says it, my friends will say, "We will pick you up." And while I'm talking about Mike, instead of hearing him say, every time we have student of the month,
What do you say, Mike?
we didn't get into this business to bang on the knuckleheads. I might just try to find some knuckleheads for him. Every single time.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Instead of sneaking into Chris's office for my daily chocolate, I might actually stick to my diet. You did it too?
Oh, yeah. Everybody does.
Instead of waiting in line to use the bathroom in the lounge at lunchtime, I will be able to use the bathroom when the need arises. And instead of traveling 200 to 250 minutes a week driving to and from work, I will travel to see my kids as often as I can.
Another Mike's one.
You're on a roll. You can go.
Instead of yelling at kids, I will yell at Chuck.
I'm used to it.
There's no change there.
And instead of saying each morning, "Hello, Mrs. Cricks," I will be saying good morning to Chuck.
Is that before you yell?
And instead of feeling guilty that I'm not more available to my mother, I will be able to spend more time with her. Instead of hearing Chris say, "Make it a good day," I will make them all good days, and I hope that you will too, Chris. Thank you all.